Hey coaches, Coach Simpson, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I have a website, fbcoachsimpson.com, that's going to have a lot more in-depth material, or you can just search through this channel and you'll probably find at least parts of what you want. If you have not already done so, I'd appreciate it if you would like this video, subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel so I can continue just to keep putting out information. So this week, I've been talking about what's right for me. When you're looking at your offense, these are the questions that a lot of guys ask, or everyone should ask, before they start moving to something else. So if you already have a system, you're looking at tweaks, you're probably still going to think through these questions, but if you're looking at going, all right, we're going to go to something different. These are the questions that I would put at the top of your list of questions you need to check off and see before you decide on what you're going to run. Yesterday, we talked about should I go shotgun or under center. That's a big time wing T question, but it could be any. It could be pistol versus the eye. It could be option underneath versus option in the gun. There's a lot of questions you can do. You can run a lot of offenses now under center or in the gun, and I'll walk through those questions. Today, we're going to talk about should I run RPOs or play action passes, or can I do both? Well, the answer is you can do both, but if you're thinking through these questions, and you get these all the time, well, I'll watch a game and it's clearly a play action pass and the announcer's calling it an RPO. Or it's clearly a screen that's kind of divorced from the concept and they're calling it an RPO because it's kind of a confusing term. So RPO is what it sounds like, run pass option. A true RPO is not decided until the ball has been snapped. Okay, and so there's multiple levels of RPOs. I'm not going to go into all of those. If you would like it, I actually have a full course on that on CoachTube. I got materials on my website if you want to kind of go through how I break down RPOs. It's not such a scary term for some guys. Okay, but an RPO versus play action pass, the main difference is the coach called the play action pass. The whole team knows it's going to be a pass. The RPO, the only person knows there's a run or a pass is the quarterback, and he doesn't even really know it until after the ball is snapped because it's dependent upon what one person does. So the question becomes, which one do I want to be really good at? This past year at Cersei, we started a lot of RPOs. We ended up going to play action passes. There's nothing wrong with either one of them. You just have to kind of go with what can your quarterback handle and what kind of defenses are we seeing. So for example, here's the downsides of the RPO. And there's good. I'm the gun T RPO offense, so you know that I run them. But here are the issues you're going to face with RPOs. Depending on how far you get into that rabbit hole, they can become expensive. And a defense can pretty much kill your RPO game by going man to man or man zero. And a lot of defenses are finding this, and so they're mixing enough of it in to make it difficult to run RPOs. You can still run them. They're obviously doing really, really well for lots of teams that are still doing, and we still do them. But they're kind of an expensive play. Okay, your quarterback has got to be somebody that's able to process very, very quickly. Okay, so and he's got to be able to be very accurate. Because a lot of times that's going to put him in some awkward footwork. Instead of catching the ball, fake the handoff, I boot, I'm square, I throw, he's going to have a whole lot of these where he's throwing the ball in kind of an awkward position. So quarterback's got to be able to handle the processing first and then the mechanics of making those tough throws second. Okay, play action passes. The downsides of play action passes are you call a pass, if they cover it up, you know, it's basically you're saying that I'm going to out-scheme them. Or in an RPO world, you're saying if the quarterback makes the right choice, they can't be right. And so that's why a lot of people have gravitated towards RPOs. I would say some play-action passes, I think if taught right, they can be super effective. We did a lot of those and had a lot of success with them. Usually play-action passes, in my experience, if they hit, they become very explosive plays. If RPOs hit, they tend to be decent plays, but they're not going to be those big, big, big plays, okay? Because a lot of times as a coach, you're running a play action, you've schemed up some kind of shot. And so if that's the kind of offense you want, where we're going to fake the ball, pull it out, and they're going to have a guy running on the sideline open, or a guy running in the middle of the field wide open, play action pass is probably going to be more your alley. And it's going to put the ball in your court as the coach which means the fault's also in your court. It's going to be in your way either way. Coaches, it's our fault no matter what. But if you run a play action pass, you have decided what's going to be done. Okay, where if you call it an RPO, you're depending on teaching your quarterbacks how to do that. So just some things to think about. Both offenses are successful. You can run both. You can run RPOs and play action passes. I did that last year. But usually as a coach, you're going to become really, really good at one over the other because they're kind of, they take a lot of time to develop. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of help. I've got more stuff we'll be going through this week. Up at zone versus gap scheme, 21 versus 10, and then fast offense versus multiple offense. They'll be coming up the next couple days. If you haven't done so, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to this channel. If you'd like more information on the RPO game, you can go to my website or you can go to CoachTube and get more from there.